Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In July, the Democrats' border crisis accelerated to 212,000 enforcement encounters with Customs and Border Patrol. 212,000 in a month. That's the entire population of Des Moines, Iowa. That number is expected to approach nearly 2 million for the year. That's the population of Wyoming, Vermont, and Alaska combined. And that doesn't include the tens of thousands of Afghan refugees now arriving because of Biden's unconditional surrender to the Taliban. Meanwhile, the U.S. budget deficit has ballooned to $3.4 trillion this year, the highest in American history. This is already driving a wicked inflation that is destroying Americans' wages. Real wages have declined in every month since Biden took office. Yet today, the Judiciary Committee meets to spend $107 billion to declare amnesty for millions of foreign nationals who illegally entered our country and are demanding to stay, all while our borders are kept wide open. The budget resolution the Democrats passed on a party line vote increases spending by another $3.5 trillion. That's important because it triggers a process called reconciliation, which allows the Democrats to take an average of $28,000 from every family in America and also allows them to pass any statutory changes they want without a single Republican vote. Reconciliation is supposed to be used to bring spending in line with revenues. The Democrats are using it for exactly the opposite purpose. It's akin to telling a fire department to stop putting out fires and start setting them instead. We meet today to spend a portion of that borrowed money, $107 billion, or about $1,000 from every family in America. Now, that's not a theoretical number. This committee is about to add $1,000 to your family's debt as surely as if it appeared on your credit card. In fact, you're required to pay back this debt before you can pay back your credit card, either as current or future taxes, lower wages and earnings as businesses pass along their costs to you as a consumer or employee or investor, and by inflation robbing you at the grocery store and the gas station and hollowing out your savings and retirement accounts. So how will this money be spent? To provide amnesty for millions of illegal immigrants who have already defied our nation's laws, thumbed their noses at our nation's sovereignty, and are expecting American taxpayers to continue to support them. This is insane, and it has to stop. This is a mass migration on a scale that no nation has ever survived. At a time when real family earnings are declining, crime is increasing, homelessness is rampant, and mounting debt is killing the American dream of a better future for our children. And what do you think is driving this illegal mass migration? Well, just ask the migrants themselves. Joe Biden's promise of admission, amnesty, and a fast track to citizenship that the measure before us today fulfills. That's why we're seeing this tragic and shocking trafficking of young children, and it's going to continue until we secure our border and start enforcing our immigration laws, which are already among the most liberal in the world. We're told we need to legalize those who defied our nation's immigration and employment laws and illegally took Americans' jobs as essential workers. Well, the fact is 45% of the entire workforce is considered essential by the government, hardly an exclusive group. But what the Democrats are really saying is that if you're part of the 55% of Americans they don't consider essential, and you lost your job during the leftist lockdowns, you will be pushed aside for those who violated our laws, broke the rules, and will now compete in the job market you're trying to get back into, all using your money to do it. Please, someone explain to me, how are American workers helped by flooding the labor market with another wave of illegal immigration? How are our children, who've been robbed of an entire year of their educations, helped by filling their classrooms with non-English speaking classmates? How are our communities made safer by making it harder to deport criminal illegal aliens and gang members? How are our hospitals made more accessible by overwhelming emergency rooms with illegal immigrants demanding care? You know, people are asking me, how can this be happening to our country? Well, the answer is simple. If you voted for the Democrats, this is what you voted for. And if you're surprised, then you weren't paying attention. I yield back.